Well, we are back and it is pour day. We're gonna get these footers poured today. Got a few small loose ends to tie up. Let's get this day going. All right, well, as you guys saw from the last video, we got this drain formed up, all the rebar placed, the inside footer placed to support the steps. What I did not do was tie off the rebar. Yes, this is the MST bar. Yes, you can tie it just like metal rebar. It's really no different. But the easier way that I have found that is a very cheap alternative is zip tie it. It's really all you got to do. You're just holding it in its place, so when the concrete goes in the hole, it doesn't move it around and make it to where it's out of place. So let's get this tied off. Well, you guys could see that didn't take very long. Even on time lapse, it was like super fast. But one of the things I wanted to point out is one of the main areas to tie are these corners. And one of the main things to pay attention to is that they overlap each other. You guys can see that this bar runs fully underneath. This bar runs fully underneath. These bars run fully over top, and I tied all four. But as you look down through there, sometimes I tied them both if the piece of rebar didn't want to cooperate all that well, and then sometimes I skipped one, and down through here the rebar laid really nicely, so I was able to just go every other one tying it, and that'll hold it just fine. And this opposite corner is tied the same way. Nice overlap all directions. Ensures that I have a gap. Excuse me, I like a little bit more of a gap, but this is okay. It's not going to hurt anything. And then down there I actually hammer drilled the one hole in too far, so you can see how that rebar comes over and then shoots in. But all that is perfectly fine. It's not going to hurt a thing. And we got the rebar in the center support and got it tied off. And we have concrete coming in roughly an hour. So I'm going to get the tractor and the Jeep out of the way and make sure they have a nice entrance to come in here. That ensures that they can get the concrete truck right up in here and pour away, and then turn their snout and pour from that side over to this corner. Hit that center while they're here, and then they'll have to come up on this side to hit this. And I'm not for sure if they're going to do that first or second, but all that's semantics. It really doesn't matter. We just need to get concrete in this hole, get it screeded off, let it cure, and then we can start stacking out some ICF. So hopefully the concrete goes in the hole exceptionally well, and the rest of the day will look positive. Truck number one. That's the tight side. Hopefully he can pour that entire section there and get us some here. And then I'm gonna have him come around and pour out and over. That's the thought process anyway. Let's see how this goes. Let's see the mud fly. And I got a concrete rake right there against that door in case we need it to drag any. Right there against that gray door on the inside. Here she comes. Let the fun begin. Mud and hoe. Put you guys on time lapse and get this screeded off. Well, there you have it. It is poured. We got our vertical rebars in. That is to tie the footer to the ICF stem wall that we have to pour, which takes us up to that red line essentially. We put those in every 4 feet, and they are just down to gravel grade. Got everything magged off thanks to Dustin. Yet again, I didn't have to do this myself. Thank you, sir. I know you've got some other stuff you have to do today, so I'm gonna let this cure out, which will probably take several hours before I can get on it.
Yeah, and I gotta get going looking for a new friend.
Yes, he loves this friend. Don't let him lie to you. What are you doing? I'm pouring the footers. Oh, yeah. I'll come help.
It's Saturday, I got nothing else to do. Yeah.
So all is good, but no, greatly appreciated, man. We got it poured. That wasn't too bad.
No, it was pretty slick, actually. I like those forms.
It's the first time you've ever used form and drain, isn't it?
I like how easy it is to slick off of them too.
So you being a concrete guy who pours a significant amount of yardage per year,
yep.
What do you think of form and drain?
I like it a lot.
What do you think about that MST bar?
It's so light. I feel like it shouldn't be that stout.
You know what's the best part about it?
What's that?
I cut all of those verticals yesterday, plus all of these you see down the side that I used as grade stakes. Guess how many batteries I used in the grinder?
I have no idea.
Didn't even wear one out.
And I don't have no cuts on my fingers usually.
And it's not hot.
Yeah, those things.
It's not burning the crap. I'm telling you, that's I'm soaking wet from sweat. So are you.
Yeah.
That sun. I just walked over and grabbed those 3 sticks. It was no big deal. But if it had been metal, it'd have been gosh.
Oh yeah, I've seen black pipe sprinkler fitted by trade. They carry it on their shoulder and they'll get a blister from how hot it gets.
I guarantee it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And the other beautiful part, you say it's light, you can walk over and grab one of them 20-pack bundles yourself, 20 foot long, and just walk it over here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So right now I'm pretty tickled to death with the MST bar. Obviously, no, that's not my dog. I haven't seen that one around before, but hopefully it doesn't get on the wet concrete. Yeah, no, it's not going to be my dog now. I have enough dogs. So that's a wrap for the footer pour. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. I know a lot of that's on time lapse because once the crete's going in the hole, you just you gotta knock it out, slick it off, and be done, and then you wait.
Yeah.
Hurry up and wait is the typical process there for you people who don't know concrete. Those of you who do know that that's the process. So next step, cured, start stacking out the stem wall, ICF, and yes, tie that into the castle as well. Dustin wants to learn ICF, so he's going to be involved with that as much as he can.
I'm pretty excited.
I forgot to order some of the materials that go in the wall before we pour it, which they were ordered yesterday, so now hopefully they'll be here for when we're ready to pour them.
It's funny, I think when we first met, we were playing with Legos.
100%. Actually, you know what? I think it was Lincoln Logs.
No, yeah.
Similar. And then we progressed into Legos because we weren't rich.
No.
And some of those Lincoln Logs were handmade by a local woodworking guy. Had chew marks on it and all that good jazz. And then we progressed into the Lego world, but I never did get those real cool car kits or castle kits. It was just always, here's a big old box of them, because that was the cheapest option. Build what you want, use your own imagination. So that's just kind of how it was for us.
Connects were awesome.
Connects were awesome. That was the next level of engineering mindset right there, which is probably why we ended up doing stuff like this. Because you can see it, right?
Yeah.
We went yesterday from an unlevel, weird, to a rock leveled area with former drain installed, and now we have a footer. So it's like instant gratification. Yeah, sweat equity, but instant gratification.
The former drain is just as light. Like
man, I love it.
Yeah.
I bet you start using it now.
Yeah, no, that's sweet.
You're Mr. 2x4 or 2x6, screw it all together, stake it off.
Yeah.
I like this stuff, especially with its internal and external drainage system.
That's all you're fighting destruction, moisture the whole time. So
that's right.
You do it without even trying on that.
Well, once again, buddy, I appreciate it. I know you got stuff to do, and that concludes the video for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. As always, like, comment, subscribe.